Rickey Gibson III. 6'1", 172 pounds, runs a 4.38 40, has a 41.5-inch vertical from Hewitt-Trussville High School in Trussville, Alabama, where he racked up 81 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 25 pass breakups. And I've got him at this spot, guys, because he's an excellent cover corner in man or zone. But not only that, he's very, very physical. So it all starts at the line of scrimmage. He's not afraid to come up and play press man, and he will jam you, and he gets a good solid jam on you. From there, he stays in phase. He stays on top of routes. He just will not get beat deep. He has great hips. He's able to turn and run with anybody. He's got the speed to be able to keep up with anybody. And he's great coming in and out of his breaks. I've seen him in almost every single coverage on his films, and he's excellent in all of them. And like I said, the biggest thing with cornerbacks, especially from what we saw last year, is not getting beat deep. He does not get beat deep. He comes up quick. He comes up quick, and he's not afraid to tackle. He does an excellent job fighting off blocks, getting off blocks. He will use his strength, use his speed and quickness, and he maintains leverage while he's beating blocks. So I think that he's going to be excellent for this team. You know, he's a really, really smart player. You can tell that he studies film. Several times in his highlights, we see him jumping routes, and that's not just from him guessing, that's from him understanding what the offense is trying to do to him from watching film. And I think that he is going to be tremendous for this team moving forward. So hats off to Coach Heupel and this staff for what they've done going out and finding these kids. This is one, guys, he's rated as a 4-star, but he absolutely should have been a 5-star. So looking forward to seeing what he does for the Vols moving forward. Number 10, Nathan Leacock. 6'4", 200 pounds, runs a 4.4 40, 4.38 shuttle, 10.7 broad jump, has a 35-inch vertical, and he also runs the 100, 200, and 400 meters in track from Millbrook High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he gained over 2,400 yards and 33 touchdowns. Now, Nathan was a 4-star, but there's absolutely no reason that he's not a 5-star. He's stone cold true. So I've got him at the number 10 spot because he's basically a bigger, stronger, faster Cedric Tillman. I think he's going to potentially at some point break records in this Josh Heupel offense. He's everything that you want. He's big, fast, physical. He's got a very quick first step. It's difficult for corners or safeties, anybody, to jam him at the line of scrimmage. He's a guy that's going to get open. There's really nothing that you can do to stop him. He's going to have 2 people covering him all the time. You need to have somebody that can play underneath and someone to play over the top, which will free up a lot of other players on this team. If it doesn't happen halfway through his freshman season, by the time he's a sophomore, everybody in the country will be bracketing him. So it's just going to open up so many more things. Obviously, you can tell he makes people miss. I mean, he's going to get a ton of yak yards. He runs really hard. He's always fighting for those extra yards. You know, he runs almost with an attitude. He's got that quick twitch fiber. He's an excellent blocker, seen several times on his films, pushing people, you know, pushing them 5, 10, 15 yards. So really, really strong, physical guy with very strong hands. He's got a very wide catch radius. He's going to make those tough catches. It doesn't matter if he has 2, 3 people on him. He's going to come down with the football. So really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do over the next few years. Number 9, David Hobbs. 6'5", 280 pounds with over 80-inch wingspan, and he's also a multi-sport athlete, averaging over 12 points per game. Of J.M. Robinson High School in Concord, North Carolina, where he racked up 40 tackles, 30 of those coming for a loss, 12 sacks, and 12 hurries. So he for sure is top 10 player in this class. Number one thing that really jumps off the film to me is his size to speed combination. This is a big, strong, physical man, and he moves very well. He has excellent body control. He's very well put together, and he also played on offense where he was able to score 10 touchdowns. If you have not seen those clips, please go back and watch them. He's an absolute stud. So number one thing, I like to start from the line of scrimmage. He has an excellent burst off of the football. He maintains great pad leverage. He uses his long arms very well. He's able to bench press offensive linemen off of his body very, very easily. He's a guy that you pretty much have to dedicate 2 people every time to block him. Now, one of the other reasons that I have him rated so highly is because he's 280 pounds, which is good for high school, but seeing the way that he was also able to do these same things in the All-Star game, it's very clear to me that he's going to have the exact same type of success on the next level. And the sky is the absolute limit for Mr. David Hobbs. I think that he's going to end up being a first-round draft pick. He's just a little bit too raw for me to put him any higher on the list at this moment. But as far as his skill set, he's amongst the best in the entire country, for sure. Number 8, JALEN Smith. 6'1", 220 pounds, from Grayson High School in Loganville, Georgia, where he racked up 312 tackles and 16 and a half sacks. The kid is an absolute beast. I've seen him play firsthand, and he plays in the probably best conference for high school in the entire country, and he absolutely balled out there. He can play any linebacker position on the football field, and he can also play star. And he might even be able to play a little bit of safety if they absolutely had to have him do that. He's really, really fast. I couldn't find his 40 time anywhere, but just from watching his film, he's a 4.4 guy. He's somewhere in the 4.4s. He may be even faster. First thing that you watch from the time that the ball is snapped, he does an excellent job of reading what the offense is doing. He trusts his eyes very, very well. And once he sees the ball, he goes and gets it quick. He's got a very, very quick burst. He looks great in coverage. You know, he could play man coverage. He could play zone very, very well. He's going to get picks. He has really good hands. He's a very sure tackler. One of the other things that I love about his film is seeing the way that he's able to beat offensive linemen that are pulling or are getting to the second level. He can beat them with speed, beat them with power and strength. And he's still very wiry to be 220 pounds. He can add another 25 or 30 pounds very easily and continue to get faster and stronger. So we're talking about a kid that could very easily be walking around at about 6 feet, 230 to 235 pounds at a 4.3 40. He's very passionate, and you know, he's going to bring that wood. He loves to thump, loves to hit, loves contact, and you know, I think he's going to be an all-time great for this team. Number 7, Seldon. 6'2", 220 pounds, plays basketball and runs track, runs a 4.2 40 from Northumberland High School out of Heathville, VA. And this kid is Mr. Do-It-All. He can play any position on the football field outside of either of the lines. Literally, he's played quarterback, running back, wide out, linebacker, safety, corner, and you know, obviously with that type of size and speed and with the way that he looks on film, he could absolutely play anything. He's a 100% plug and play guy, which is why I have him so high up on this list. Right now, they are saying that he is playing running back, and they say that he's absolutely dominating. You can see here clearly, you know, he's able to make people miss. I mean, he makes a lot of things happen with the football in his hands. Offense, defense, special teams. He is a playmaker. He's got a big, huge body. He's very strong. He has great hands, goes up for those 50-50 balls and comes down with them. But obviously he's starting off right now on offense, and I think that he needs to stay there. Somebody who is this type of a playmaker, you pretty much have to have them on offense. You would be doing yourself and doing him a huge disservice by putting him anywhere else. So he's going to be a kid, you know, he kind of puts me in mind of like a Percy Harvin. You know, he can do anything, and he's a guy that I think that we will come up with some different ways to get him the football as much as we possibly can. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how he looks in the spring and over the summer. I can't wait for those clips to start coming out so that I can see for myself the way that he is dominating. But everyone is raving about him right now on campus, and all of our nation should be very excited. Do not forget the name Cam Seldon. Number 6, TYREE Weathersby. 6'4", 251 pounds, from New Manchester High School in Douglasville, Georgia, where he got 147 tackles, 25 of those coming for a loss and 14 sacks. TYREE Weathersby is an absolute beast. I love watching his film. He's big, strong, mean, physical, and nasty. He's an absolute dog. I haven't seen anybody block him yet, and that's not just because this is his highlight film. Literally, no one is able to block him. He is an unblockable force. He's only listed at 251 pounds. So for him to be able to play with that much strength at that size, by the time he gains another 15 to 20 pounds, he's going to be absolutely unreal. He's got a lot of quick twitch muscle fibers, which is why I have him rated higher than David Hobbs, and he's also a much better pass rusher. His pass rush moves are a lot further along than David Hobbs are, and I think that TYREE's got a much better chance to see playing time earlier than David Hobbs does, really just, you know, based off of where they are going to play. I think that David is going to be more of a 3 technique. TYREE could literally play end, I would say, from day one, you know, or he could gain another 20 or 30 pounds and he would be an incredible tackle. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do when he gets on campus over the spring and summer. I think that he is going to turn a lot of heads. He's going to be a guy that we're going to be reading articles about all spring and all summer long. I see him being a first-round draft pick and potentially being like a top 10 draft pick. He has that sort of talent to me. It's just the way that he's able to beat blocks so effortlessly with his strength, with his speed, and with his pass rush moves. I think that he will get significant playing time from day one. Number 5, Jeremiah TELANDER. 6'2", 220 pounds, played at North Hall and Gainesville High Schools in Gainesville, Georgia, where he racked up 261 tackles, 64 coming for a loss, and 17 sacks. He's the absolute definition of what a linebacker is supposed to be. He can play inside, outside, does not matter. He can also rush the passer. He looks really, really good in coverage as well. He's a guy that, similar to Jalen Smith, he could play the star, but with him playing star, a little bit more of a limited role. He does look like he has very, very good speed. Not quite sure what his 40 time is, but I'm going to guess he is for sure sub 4.6, could be a 4.5 guy. But getting in and out of his stance, he shoots out of a cannon, and he absolutely loves contact. He plays with a ton of passion. And part of the reason I have him so high on this list is because of how versatile he is as a player and how much passion he's going to bring to this team. He makes a ton of plays. I got to see him play in the state championship game against the best team in Georgia, Langston Hughes. They had over 20 Power 5 guys, and he absolutely dominated. There was a couple of times when he beat an offensive tackle that is going to Georgia, and I mean, he just makes everybody look silly. He was probably the best player on that field. He was making big plays in big moments, and that's something that I see him doing for Tennessee moving forward. Not 100% sure where he's going to play, where he fits in as a freshman, if he's going to start, but I have him up so high again because of what he's going to do for this team long term. He's absolutely going to be a fan favorite. You're going to see a lot of big hits. He's going to make a ton of plays. He's going to force fumbles. You'll see interceptions, and you know, he's going to absolutely give his all for Tennessee every single day. Number 4, KEENAN, PILI. 6'3", 235 pounds, transferring from BYU with 190 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. He's coming in as a 26-year-old player. He graduated in the class of 2016 from high school. He's coming in as a fully grown man. I believe that he will be the oldest player on this roster. He is going to bring a ton to this team. Number one, when you watch his film, you're looking at him playing against a top 10 Power 5 team, and he's been doing this kind of stuff for 4 years in college. So he is a seasoned vet. He's seen everything that an offense could possibly try to throw at him on the college level, and he plays with a ton of passion. He's very fast. He's got great speed, gets in and out of his stance, in and out of breaks and cuts really quickly. He's able to beat offensive linemen and any other blockers with his speed or with his strength. Several times throughout this film, you will see him standing offensive linemen up, pushing them over. He gets a good punch, good jab, and he's able to keep them off of his body. He's going to flow and make a ton of tackles, make a lot of plays. He makes plays all over the field. So I think he's probably going to be playing Mike for us just to start off, and we would slide Aaron Beasley over to the will. I'm not sure who the other linebacker will be for now, but Keenan PILI will be able to mentor everyone on this team, teach them how to watch film, how to get ready for games, how to take care of yourself on and off of the football field. So I absolutely love this move by Heupel and the staff. This was a huge pickup for us. He's obviously going to start very early, and I believe that he's going to be a fan favorite. He's got the opportunity right now to work himself high up on those draft boards. He is a little bit older, so it may hurt his draft stock, but some teams are going to want somebody who's going to come in ready to play. So I think he's going to be using this last season in college as an opportunity to make it to the next level, and I really hope that he does just that. But look out for a huge year from Keenan PILI. Number 3, Ayden Bussell. 6'5", 290 pounds, out of Mount Juliet High School in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville, and he's vastly underrated. I got to see some of his camp circuits with rivals, and he didn't look good in some of those drills. That was as a junior, but when you turn on his senior film and you see the way that he plays on film, there's no doubt that he is an absolute total stud, constantly pancaking people. I don't know how many pancakes he has just in this clip, but I mean, he does it very often. He has an excellent burst off of the football. He plays with a very mean, nasty streak. You can tell that he takes pride in pushing people around, and that's exactly what you want. I mean, anytime that you're talking about offensive linemen or anybody on your entire defense, you want them all to have that type of mindset. So I'm super stoked about having him. He looks excellent in his pass blocking. He has great feet. He's able to mirror the defense very well. It doesn't matter if it's an end, if it's a tackle, or if it's a linebacker blitzing. I've noticed that regardless of their skill set, his funds stay the exact same. So he's not going to have any trouble at all picking up blitzes or anything like that. Also see in his film, he does a really good job of picking up stunts. So you can tell that he is a smart guy. So it's huge having someone like Ayden on this team. Now he's listed as a tackle, but he could obviously play guard too. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do this spring and this summer. But as far as what his film is showing me, he is absolutely one of the best offensive linemen in this class, and probably, for sure one of the best offensive linemen on this entire team. Number 2, Arion Carter. 6'1", 220 pounds, out of Smyrna High School in Smyrna, Tennessee. He started off playing running back, and he just recently started playing linebacker full-time as a senior, and that's when every college in the country started to want him. But with a guy like this that's still new to playing linebacker, and for him to ball out the way that he's doing is something that I don't know if I've ever seen. He looks like he is going to be a top 5 pick, and if I had to guess what his 40 time is, I'm going to say he is a 4.45 and under guy. He looks really fast. He shows excellent speed and burst in his film. He has a great nose for the football. He's able to find it very well, and I think part of that is from him playing on the opposite side of the football. He constantly fills the holes before the running back even gets to it. Does an excellent job of keeping blockers off of his body. Uses his strength, uses his speed very, very well. He's also really versatile. He could play any linebacker on this team, Mike, Sam, Will, and he's another guy that I could see playing that star position. You know, he's just got a rare combination of linebacker mixed with safety hybrid, because he's actually got the body of a linebacker, but he's got the skill set of a safety and almost even of a corner. He's excellent in coverage. He's going to be, you know, great at playing man coverage and zone. And, you know, he has a ton of room still to grow and to fill out. So comes on campus at about 225 pounds. He could very easily be playing at 240 pounds before this is all said and done as a 4-4 guy. As he continues to get more and more reps, he's just going to get even better. I think that he's going to be an all-time great for this team. I think he's going to go down in history as one of the best defensive players that we've ever had, and I hope that he will be right. 1. Nico Iamaleava. 6'6", 220 pounds, out of Warren High School in Downey, California. Over 3,300 yards of total offense with 58 touchdowns. Everybody knows about the $8 million man and still counting. Future Heisman Trophy winner, future national championship winner, and we're all hoping for multiple out of Mr. Nico Iamaleava. He's an absolute stud, crosses off all of the boxes on and off the field. Heard several times from a lot of different coaches at his high school in all these different camps and circuits that he's been to, that he is a really good kid and that he is a student of the game. So really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do for us moving forward. And obviously on the football field, he's got a laser cannon of an arm. You know, he throws darts. He's deadly accurate with deep passes, with any pass that you can throw on the field. He can make all the throws. He has probably the best pocket presence out of any player in this entire class. And he can also use his legs to gain yards. And, you know, he's doesn't look as fast, but he's got those long legs, got those long strides, and he's covering a ton of ground. He fits into Josh Heupel's offense like a glove, and he's probably going to break every single record that Tennessee has, I'm sure. And, you know, at this point, we're just wondering what kind of records is he going to set on a national stage. I'm thinking that he's probably going to surpass any record that has ever been set, and he's going to set a really, really high bar. Outside of all of that, overall, I just wanted to say thank y'all for tuning into these videos. If there are any videos that you haven't yet seen, please go back and check them out. Let me know what you think. We've got an excellent class. I think that this is going to be a national championship class, and not just because of Nico, but because of the crazy amount of depth. Every single player that we got in this 2023 class, especially coming out of high school, they're all really, really good. It just takes me back to the old 90s Vols with Coach Fulmer and the way that everyone played passionate. And one more thing, I'm going to post a poll for the fans to decide who y'all's top 10 are. So it's gonna have to be in a format of 5 with each poll, because it will only let me post 5 at a time. So make sure to be looking out for that. Please make sure, as always, to like, subscribe, and to hit that notification bell. And we're moving on to the 2024 class. So I will see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.